Hello guys, I'm very happy at the moment, and do you know why? Because my phone turns on. Yes! What happened was, I've had my iPhone 6 Plus for about 2 years now, and I love it, but the battery was starting to die quicker. That just happens with like batteries and stuff like that. I think it just, especially if you like use something and recharge a lot, like my phone, yeah, it just was like, I noticed when I first got the phone, the battery would last for ages, like on my 6 Plus, and like just recently I've really noticed that yeah, it does go down fairly quickly during the day, like just when I'm using stuff, so I have to kind of carry around the battery pack sometimes. And I thought, okay, I'm kind of due to get a new phone anyway, and so it's like, I thought I'd give it a crack of changing the battery of this phone. So I've done it on my MacBook Air before, like from the website iFixit, like buying a battery and then just kind of taking it apart and changing the battery. So I've done that twice now, I think once or twice. I've changed the speaker once and I changed the battery once. But anyway, on my phone, I thought I'd give it a crack. So I bought the kit. So you can't, like from iFixit.com, whatever. It comes like in a kit, which is really cool. It comes like a little box with the battery and the screwdrivers that you need. It's really cool. Like, comes in the battery. This is the old battery that was in the phone, which is bent now. Because I'll tell you the story of it. So basically, it comes with a battery. It comes with all the screwdrivers that you need and stuff. It's pretty cool. And I also bought this thing called a spudger or eye clacker or something. It helps you pry open the phone easily. It's pretty cool. I didn't know how to use it until I just did it just then. So all in all, I think it cost me about $60 or $70. Might be American money as well. But I think that's worth it because like it just makes the phone basically like a new phone again, because the battery is really the only thing I really need on a new phone. Well, not really. The new phone, the iPhone 7, has waterproof, which is kind of good if I like go running and stuff like that. But I can live without it. Like I've been living without it fine. So the main thing is just the battery. So just for that small amount of money, but then actually having to do it, because it's kind of a risk. Like I knew going into doing this, like it's a risk that I'm kind of willing to take to get a new battery. I might just not know what I'm doing and just kind of just wreck it and just have a not working phone. And as in my mind, if that happened, if I just totally killed the phone or if it blew up or something, I would just like get a new contract or something like that. Maybe iPhone 7, because 7 Plus is, you have to wait for it at the moment. So that was like a risk I was going in with, but luckily it worked. It was like, yes. without only one hitch was taking out the adhesives of the battery, which I'll talk about. So basically I had everything set up. Like tonight was Saturday night, but I had no plans, so I just had tonight I was gonna sit down and just do this because I've been wanting to do it for a while. And so I had everything prepared, like even like a hairdryer. I had a hairdryer plugged in because apparently if there's the hardest part for me, I think, for doing this was taking out the battery. It has these, for the iPhone 6 Plus, has these 3 adhesive strips underneath, right? And it's got these tabs. And like when you watch on the video, you see them doing it. It looks just kind of like pretty straightforward. But then when I was doing it, I don't know what I was doing. I just was not used to it, and then it snapped. So that means 2 of the adhesives like were kind of still stuck, and I lost the tab. Basically, but the third one, I just pulled it out, and it came out so nicely. So I don't know why I couldn't have done that for all 3 of them. But anyways, basically I was stuck. At that moment, it was like a crisis. It was like in those movies when, you know, it's just before the end of the movie and things just go on crap. It was like that. But I didn't panic. I just stuck with it because I was thinking, well, what can I do? So basically, I had to, because I'd broken the adhesive strips, I had to start heating up this thing, the back of the phone, to heat it up because that would kind of soften the adhesive a little bit. And I had to get these cards. Like I just used some plastic cards that I had lying around, like a plastic card and a plastic card, and also I used this thinger as well. This helped me a lot at the start, just wedging out the battery, and the battery full on started bending when I started wedging it out, because I needed to get like some foothold so I can stick the card in. So it was a pretty much touch and go for a while, and eventually I just kept sticking at it, and then eventually I could find a little bit of the plastic, and I pulled at it, and then what I did was I heated it up for about 10-20 seconds, and then I pulled a bit more. That part was very exciting. When I first pulled out that whole adhesive strip that I'd lost, I pulled it out. I felt really good, and I was like, okay, now for the other one. It was like fighting bosses and stuff. You can take out one. It's like, oh, we just do it again with this guy. It was really cool, and the whole time I was worried because I don't really know that much about batteries. I didn't want to puncture this or break it because apparently it can burst into flames and stuff. I didn't want that. No. And I was worried that when I was pushing, I was trying to get at it, but not get at it too hard that I would bend my phone. You know, because I don't know how, like, because this was bending a lot. I was noticing if I pushed too hard, it was bending. Oh, it was funny. And so eventually then I switched it, took it out, and then I was like, oh, yes. Now I gotta work out how to put the adhesive strips on, which wasn't that hard because there was an excellent video by this guy. I don't know what his name is, but his video is really good because his video went for like 40 minutes and it was very thorough. Let's just see what his name is and you can look it up. Gadget Fanatic. So it's gadget, the word gadget space FANATEC, no, EK. So if you look up that, iPhone plus 6 plus battery replacement the right way. So his video is very long, but it's kind of thorough in a way. So some stages where the iFixit instructions were a little bit vague, I went to that video just to double check some things. So it was good, really handy. And then putting it back together was not as bad. It was very important when I was taking everything apart. Every time I would take a set of screws, I would put it in a separate little container, like a little bowl. And I had the bowls in order, so I didn't want to be in a situation where I didn't know which screws went in where. So that was very important. I think that was really key to making it smooth, like the whole thing going smooth. So now I'll show you some pictures because I have opened up my iPhone, I've changed the batteries, and then put it back together, and now it still works. So I'm so happy. So happy. So I'll show you. This is when I first opened the iPhone. I think that's when I first got the lid off. And then this is when I got the battery out. And then that's the battery and then the case. Here is, what do I do this for? I don't know what's so special about this phone. It must be something. Maybe this is the battery about to go in or something. Something was very important. I decided to take a photo. And this is when I put it back together and I turned on the power and that came on. Because, you know, they was telling me that if the cables weren't put in correctly, you might get white lines or something on the screen. I was like, oh, I don't want white lines. But it came out, no white lines. And then now this is the final picture. It loaded up. Because you know when it does that, you never know. I mean, I just felt like, until I saw this page, I was like, But seeing that was kind of nice. But anyway, so now my phone has a new battery in it, a brand new battery in it. So it should technically operate like a new phone, which is like awesome. And so in 2 years' time, if I've still got this phone, I'm going to replace the battery again. And hopefully I'll remember how I did it. If not, well, yeah. But I don't know. So I'm really happy with that. It was in the back of my mind, I wanted to try it because it's like, you know, you never know until you try. Because, I mean, the alternative would be just to keep using this phone, or the battery would just get so bad that I'd have to get a new phone instead, or you could go to Apple and pay for them to do it. But I'm pretty sure it'd be a few $100s. So I wanted to do it myself because you kind of feel like you learn some new skills as well. So that's that. I feel very happy that it works. It works. So that's it for the video. Yeah, I changed the batteries on my iPhone 6 Plus.